Hey, Raina, did you ignore my goddamn instructions again? How many times do I gotta tell you, we don't use the program with the weird icon, we use Word. You draw the ruled lines with Word, you type in the numbers, then you input the numbers you got from doing the calculations with the calculator on your desk. At this company, it's standard to practice to make invoices and purchasing order forms with Word before printing them out and handing them into the executive division. How about you start doing as I tell you for a change? What the hell's all this crap with this centralization feature you used? I don't know what it's for, and that ain't company policy, so quit it, now.
Hello, Brian. I take it you mean the centralized administration system? A notice stipulating its use was handed down to all employees by the parent company a few days ago. You should have received both an email and a paper copy. It was part of a drive to increase efficiency across the board by the system's developer through streamlining the workflow of all employees, regardless of whether they work at parent company HQ, any of our branches, or at different departments within the same branch. This is the format we'll be using to input data from now on. If you don't learn how to use the app, it'll interfere with your ability to work in the manner prescribed to us by upper management, and the files you produce won't be cross-compatible with the rest of our systems.
Huh? Heck are you babbling on about, woman? Nah, no way. You're the one who has to learn my style of working, not the other way around. You know, it's precisely arrogant crap like this that makes everyone hate temps. But if you're so desperate for my wise instruction, then I suggest you fall in line and obey the company policy on document creation, you lazy temp slacker.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it would appear the only one who needs technical instruction here is you.
Huh?
In fact, that's why I'm here. I was dispatched from the parent company after receiving a request to that effect.
Huh? What am I reading? You delusional as well as moronic, you lazy temp slacker. Listen to me, lady. You're new at this company. And while you're new, that means you have to follow the instruction and respect the authority of your senior workers. It's the law of the workplace. You might not like it, but we have our own way of doing things here. You don't get to pull new document creation methods out of your ass just because you don't like our process. Do you have any idea how much trouble you'll cause the company if you carry on ignoring the rules? I make myself clear? Good. Don't want to see you using anything but Word for data entry from now on.
Brian, all I did was create a piece of sample work based on actual data.
Huh?
Your department manager distributed paper instruction manuals on the new way of doing things to all employees earlier, so please kindly use that as your reference during all data entry work in the future. Of course, that means we'll be using the new system instead of Word, as is explained in the manual.
What the heck?
I'm not really saying anything that difficult, Brian. It's easy enough to understand if you just think of it as inputting numerical data into the new system using a calculator. Rather than relying on simply sequentially entering your results from the calculated data into Word, a method which is significantly prone to human error. The new system is geared towards collating the data with the pre-existing database to ensure a higher degree of accuracy and precision.
Quit making me repeat myself, moron. Like I said, you don't have the authority to arbitrarily come up with your own systems. You have a way of doing things at this company. If you don't like it, then get the hell out.
This isn't my system, and I didn't come up with it.
Quit trying to upset the harmony of the company and fall in line, peon. This is why everyone thinks temp workers are a scourge on humanity, should be eradicated from the face of the earth.
Wow, does everyone think that, Brian? Do they really? Or maybe, just maybe, is there a chance it's just you? Ugh, forget it. I may as well be talking to a brick wall. I'm just about to come to the end of my shift, so I'll be going now.
No, wait.
I'll see you tomorrow, Brian.
Good morning, Rena. I hope you're well today. How are things progressing with your technical instruction of the employees at the subsidiary company? I'm sorry I haven't been around much to check on your progress. My schedule has been so hectic since I became CEO.
Good morning. That's fine. I understand that you're busy. I'll be compiling and submitting the interim report tomorrow morning. Excluding one employee, the instruction is going swimmingly and things are moving along as planned.
Excluding one employee? Does that mean what I think it means?
Yes. I don't want to sound rude, but Brian from sales is turning out to be an even bigger nuisance than I was warned he would be. He's proving to be a huge thorn in my side.
In what way specifically?
The rest of the employees remembered everything I told them about the new centralized administration system impressively quickly, and it's safe to say they've now completely phased out the use of other apps. But Brian is dead set on creating documents with Word and only Word. He just keeps calling me a lazy temp slacker while ignoring everything I tell him. He seems to have no intention whatsoever of learning the new way of doing things.
I see. The company is moving away from the old paper-based system, which used Word doc files for things like invoices and purchase order forms in a drive to increase efficiency and encourage an overall streamlining of the work process. So even if he does carry on using Word, we won't be able to use anything he creates.
Right? I've explained exactly that to him countless times, but it seems no matter how many times I tell him, or how easy to understand I try to make the explanation, nothing goes in.
If I'm not mistaken, Brian is 43 now. He joined the company when he was 39 through his personal connections with the former CEO. But to be honest, he's been like this from day one. I'm not sure if he thinks he's free to do what he likes because he's related to the old boss. But even if that was the case then, his uncle isn't calling the shots anymore. He really is a nuisance. Our company is already behind enough as it is on digitalization compared with the rapid advances our competitors have been making over recent years. The last thing we need is stubborn employees with old-fashioned, fossilized ideas on how things should be done, preventing us from making any progress.
I'll only be giving technical instruction at this branch for another week. I'm really going to have to do something about him before I finish up here.
It sounds like you're having a rough time of it.
No, it's nothing. I'm just doing my job.
If he persists in refusing to listen, we'll be left with no choice but to consider the nuclear option.
God frickin' damn it. What the heck is it gonna take for you to learn to use Word, lazy temp slacker?
Hello, Brian. I assure you, I know full well how to use Word.
Liar. I'm very kindly going out of my way to try and teach you how to do your job, but you don't put the slightest bit of effort into trying to learn. Imagine having access to a teacher as exceptional and competent as I, and completely wasting the opportunity.
You're teaching me? No, I'm definitely the one doing the teaching here. As I previously told you, I was dispatched by the parent company to provide technical instruction to all employees regarding the new centralized data entry system.
What? Why'd you have to disobey me at literally every opportunity? Do you have daddy issues or something? This is the problem with lazy temp slackers like you. Nothing ever goes in until you screw up and learn the hard way. I was hoping it wouldn't have to come to this, but it's time you learned a lesson. How'd you like them apples, bitch? Told off and double slapped in the face in front of the entire company at the morning meeting. First, I went in with the beautifully executed open hand slap, marvelously followed up by the breathtaking backhand. Boom! Double whammy.
Apparently, there was a mistake in the numerical data on the documents I submitted, because Word, and not the new centralized system, had been used to compile them.
Yep, and you only have yourself to blame.
That's not my job, Brian. I'm tired of telling you now, but you were clearly instructed to use the new centralized system for all data entry tasks.
I'm tired of telling you that you don't get to arbitrarily invent your own way of doing things, because our company already has rules in place for stuff like this.
No, Brian, this has nothing to do with me personally. All employees were notified that this is how we'd be doing things from now on.
Quit barking orders at me, you filthy, arrogant temp scumbag. You getting bitch slapped just now was the punishment for your mistake. This is what you get for ignoring my instructions, you filthy temp slacker. Do you understand how powerful I am at this company compared to you? I'm a full-time employee. You're not even worthy of breathing the same air as me.
Brian, by any chance, do you think I was dispatched here by a staffing agency for temp workers?
Huh? Why would you ask me such a dumb question after all this time? I know exactly why you're here. Because you got sent by the parent company to receive technical instructions for being deemed totally useless and incompetent for your constant, never-ending failures. They probably felt too sorry for you to fire you, since you're so pathetic. Well, luckily for you, I took it upon myself to be your mentor, but All you've done is throw it back in my face. Why'd you think I'm so kindly trying to teach you how to do data entry using Word? If I didn't teach you, you'd probably end up getting depressed and killing yourself because of your constant failures.
You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Huh?
I'm the parent company's technical advisor.
What?
I'm a full-time employee at the parent company's head office systems management department. I didn't come from a staffing agency. I'm a full-time employee, and I was dispatched here by the parent company as a technical advisor to provide instruction to all employees on the use of the new centralized data entry system that was recently implemented.
Huh?
I was told you were notified of everything I just told you in advance of my arrival.
Wait, what?
Besides, due to the nature of the work we do at this company, we never use temporary workers from staffing agencies. The entire company consists of directly contracted full or part-time workers. Don't you think it'd be strange if an agency temp suddenly showed up one day out of the blue, despite the company having zero precedent for employing people on that basis?
What?
I'm currently in the medical office having an ice pack applied to my swelling cheeks after being slapped. There's a small cut on the inside of my mouth, too.
So, what's your point?
The company president would like to see you. Please make your way to her office immediately.
The president? Oh, man. Hey, Raina, what the heck did you go and do, and what are you gonna do to make up for it? I got told to stay home and not come into the office thanks to you. The president told me she was gonna think about how to deal with me, but it's pretty much a dead certainty I'm gonna end up getting fired. I'm gonna be unemployed again soon at this rate. I can't go back to being jobless. God damn it, to think I finally landed myself a stable job after my uncle, the old CEO, pulled a few strings and got me into the company. What are you gonna do to make this right? Hey, stop ignoring me. I'm talking to you, idiot. Say something. Hey, Raina, admit it. You have the hots for me, don't you? I was thinking about it all evening last night and it finally dawned on me. How did I not realize it all this time? The reason you were so rebellious and domineering with me was because you were playing hard to get, wasn't it? In that case, the solution here is easy. You're gonna get married. And you're gonna be my provider. And think about it. It's entirely your fault I lost my job, so now you're gonna make up for it by putting a roof over my head, feeding me, clothing me. If you swear to give me your hand in marriage and provide for me for the rest of your life, well, I'll forgive you for getting me fired. Alright, sweet. Now we've agreed on our future together. It makes more sense for me to voluntarily resign than let them fire me. This way, if I jump before I'm pushed, I still get to keep all the money I've been putting into the pension scheme all these years. I bet they're going to be so frustrated when I hand in my resignation before they can fire me. They did tell me I wasn't to come into the company while they were deciding on my punishment, so guess I'll have no choice but to leave my resignation in the postbox. What the heck? Raina, goddamn you. You're already married? Explain yourself. When I reported my resignation and our engagement in the office group chat, they told me you're already married with kids. How dare you trick me, you cheating worm?
Would you be quiet for once?
Excuse me?
Rena didn't say a thing about agreeing to marry you, did she?
Huh?
Sorry to message you from Rena's phone like this, but I didn't have your number.
Who the hell are you?
Penny Williams, CEO.
What? CEO? No way. You can't be.
Whether you believe me or not makes no difference whatsoever. Your abuse towards Rena was getting so severe that I felt I had no choice but to intervene personally.
But Penny, why would you do that? Don't you have more important things to do being the CEO or all?
Rena is the daughter of my childhood friend, and I've known her since she was a little girl.
What?
The reason Rena was dispatched to your office as a technical advisor was because I put in a request with the parent company that she be the one to deliver instruction on the new system.
Rena's friends with the CEO?
Yes, but let me make it clear that the reason she occupies such a senior position at the parent company has nothing to do with me, or personal connections with anyone else for that matter. She got to where she is with nothing but hard work, dedication, and commitment to her responsibility. Oh, that reminds me. I understand you've decided to resign voluntarily. I'm hereby notifying you that your resignation has been received and accepted. Leaving of your own volition may have been a wiser decision than waiting to be dismissed. However, you won't be receiving a cent of the money you've been putting into the pension scheme during your years at the company. All of it will be going to Rena in the form of compensation for the awful treatment you've subjected her to.
What?
Rena's husband was furious. Apparently, he is threatening to file criminal charges against you with the police for slapping her in front of the entire company at morning call.
Criminal charges?
Not that that's in the least bit surprising. Slapping your coworker in the face was obviously going to make you liable for charges of battery or inflicting bodily injury, especially when there were so many witnesses.
Oh my god, what the hell?
Rena tells me your lawyer will be taking care of all the proceedings from now on. You'll be receiving a message from him over the coming days.
God, am I gonna get arrested?
My husband, who had been crazy worried about me throughout this whole ordeal, took care of everything involving the legal proceedings for me after that. As for Brian, lacking any knowledge in the ways of the world, he had no choice but to leave it to his parents to take care of his dire situation. Thankfully, and somewhat surprisingly, they seemed like decent, reasonable people, and all of our talks went by smoothly and without a hitch. They agreed to pay compensation, and with that, I dropped the charges against him. At first, my husband was so furious he insisted I don't drop the charges, no matter what. But when, as part of our settlement talks, Brian's parents suggested they send their son to work at a company famous for reforming social delinquents, such as ex-cons, domestic abusers, and drug addicts. He decided to compromise, being moved by the genuine sincerity and remorse they showed during the talks. Who knows, maybe there's hope for Brian to become a decent human being yet. Apparently, Brian threw the mother of all tantrums the day he was to be sent off to the company's dormitory, and bundling him into the car proved to be a challenge for his parents. The last I heard, while he is still going through some growing pains and the occasional stint of depression, he spends his days working diligently under the firm but fair guidance of his seniors at his new workplace.
Hi there, Kate. It's nice to meet you. Is now a good time to talk, dear? I'm your husband's ex-wife. My name's Tilly, and there's something very important you and I need to discuss. Huh? I don't know what you mean. My husband's ex-wife? How did you get this number? Well, don't mind that, dear. How I got your number is insignificant. Yes, you heard me right. I'm your husband's ex-wife. Would you mind explaining what this is all about? Or, wait, actually, what the hell? How about you don't message me out of the blue with weird made-up stories? My husband was never married before me because I'm his first wife. Made up? I'm not making anything up. It's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, my dear. Wait a second. Did he keep it a secret from you the whole time? Keep what a secret from me? Ah, so it's like that, is it? I see. Aha, I understand. So he's using you as a stopgap until me and him get remarried. Oh, you poor thing. A stopgap? I guess he's using you to try and cover up the pain of him having to break up with me, and who can blame him, really? It must have taken quite the toll on him emotionally. Oh, you poor girl, you went into this totally blind, didn't you? You married him without knowing anything about his past or his plans for the future. Oh, how careless. I hate to have to break this to you, but you do realize you'll be getting a divorce before long, don't you? I feel sorry for you. I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about. It's fine, dear. I understand this must be a lot to take in, and I totally understand the urge to bury your head in the sand and deny reality. But it's time to wake up and smell the coffee. This is happening whether you like it or not. The sooner you accept it, the better. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid, right? You either rip it off quickly and get it over with, or drag it out and prolong the pain. Which will it be, sweetie pie? Are you sure this isn't a case of mistaken identity? Because I really, really, really don't understand what you're saying. Anyway, how did you even get my number? Ugh, you really are quite the stubborn one, aren't you, sweetie pie? I was hoping I wouldn't have to say this, but you leave me no choice. Are you sitting down? You might want to be. Let me spell it out for you. Me and your husband made a promise to get remarried again in 5 years' time. Huh? In 5 years' time? You see, the truth is, he never wanted to break up with me in the first place. My beautiful face, my gorgeous figure, my award-winning personality, I truly am a prize among prizes. There's no man in this world who wouldn't be proud to have a doll like me on his arm. Who in their right mind would break up with someone like me by choice? But you know what meddling interferers some people can be, right? Everyone was so insistent we get a divorce, we felt we had no choice but to create some distance until they all forgot about us and moved on. Basically, my ex-husband's wedding to you was a sham. Now, dear, this part's very important, so allow me to make it as clear as I possibly can. You, my dear, were nothing but a 5-year stopgap to keep my ex-husband, who loves me more than anything in the world, from getting lonely and to keep his mating equipment in good working order. This next part's important too, so listen up. I am pregnant with your husband's kid, so he's done with you now. Get a divorce. I see. So let me get this straight. You're pregnant with my husband's baby? That's right. We only met to discuss the next stage of our 5-year plan and iron out the details of our remarriage. But a flame that roars as deeply and intensely as our passion for one another never goes out. And before you know it, one drink leads to two, the bar leads to the bed, one thing leads to another, and, well, you know the rest. And goodness me, he has still got the moves. Thanks for keeping his equipment in good working order for me, sweetie pie. So yes, dear, that's how I got pregnant with your husband's baby. And when was this exactly? About 4 months ago. 4 months? I take it you understand your situation now. I suggest you hurry up and perform a disappearing act so that me and my love muffin can finally be together again, sweetie. And sooner, not later. I feel like I should get this out of the way first so your delusions don't get any more out of hand. But I am my husband's first wife. What the fuck? Yes, that's right, which means his wedding to me was his first. Yeah, whatever. I understand the revelation that you were nothing but a stopgap all along must be quite a bitter pill to swallow, but you really can't keep denying reality forever, my dear. Besides, I want us to get married again before the baby is born. Hurry up and divorce him. I need to confirm what you're saying with my husband. I can't just take the word of some random stranger who messaged me out of the blue at face value, especially not about something this important. Sure, I understand that. It's fine, dear. Go and run off to carry out your little checks. But whether you confirm it or not, the answer will remain the same. Paul, are you there? Are you free for a phone call now, or to message? I need to speak to you urgently about something.
Hey, Kate. I'm on the train right now and there's some kids asleep next to me, so you should probably message. What's up?
Sorry if what I'm about to ask shocks you.
Huh?
Are you a divorcee?
Excuse me?
Right? I'm sure you don't have a clue what I'm talking about. But I just got a bunch of messages from someone named Tilly.
Tilly?
She's claiming to be my husband's ex-wife.
What the heck?
She said you met up 4 months ago after being divorced for a while, did the deed, and got her pregnant. Now she's demanding we get a divorce.
Whoa. No way. I don't know a Tilly. I've never met a Tilly, and I sure as heck didn't get Tilly pregnant. This is my first time ever marrying anyone, babe.
I know. It's not that I don't believe you. I do. But when she sent me all these messages, I had to check whether you had any idea who she might be or what the hell she's talking about. Doesn't the name ring any bells at all? Or is there anyone you can think of who might lie about this? Besides, 4 months ago, you were...
Huh? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
So it's fair to say you have absolutely no idea who she is then.
Yeah, exactly, babe. I have literally no idea whatsoever.
Got it.
What are you gonna do next?
Isn't that the question? I'm not sure. What do you think I should do? If neither of us know who she is, I guess there really isn't much we can do.
But if neither of us have a clue who she is, how did she get her number? That's a little concerning.
No kidding. I mean, she's probably just confused and making the mother of all misunderstandings, right? That's the only logical explanation I can think of. Let me ask around my friends and family. Maybe someone knows who she is. Who knows, maybe something happened in my hometown during the 6 months since we moved to the city for your work transfer.
Good idea. Yeah, maybe that could be it. But Kate, I don't think you should reply to her messages while we're still figuring out what's going on. It's all happening at a kind of inconvenient time, huh? How about we put our heads together and have a proper think about how to deal with this once we're both back home from our business trips. Just ignore her for now, all right?
All right, honey. Got it. Paul, are you on the train home yet?
Yeah, I'll be getting off soon.
All right, I'll try to make this quick then. I found out who Tilly is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my aunt told me. Seriously, you're never gonna believe this.
What? Who is she?
Well, to put it simply, it's just like I predicted. Someone made the mother of all misunderstandings. What we're dealing with here, Paul, is a case of mistaken identity.
What the...
And this is going to take me a while to explain, so I'll tell you everything after we both get home. I only just got on the train myself. The message from my aunt came just after I sat down. I think it'll be quicker if you just read her message.
All right, got it. I have another changeover after this one, but the train seemed to be running on time today, so I should be home in about an hour.
All right, take care, honey. See you soon. Kate, my dear, would you hurry up and divorce my husband like we discussed already? I haven't heard from you at all since you said you were going to confirm it with him. You're making the biggest mistake of your life if you think you can pull the wool over my eyes. If this is a technique to get rid of me, it's not going to work. You might not have realized, but I know where you live, and believe me, I'm ready to break and enter as soon as I feel I have to. Hey, Tilly, good timing. I was just about to message you. Is that so? Well, how did it go? You must have been heartbroken when he told you he wanted to get back with me, right? Nope, because that didn't happen. Like I told you before, I'm Paul's first wife. He has no idea who you are. Huh? Paul? Not only that, but Paul was in hospital with a broken back 4 months ago. He wasn't even capable of getting out of his hospital bed unassisted, let alone getting anybody pregnant like you claim. This is undoubtedly a case of mistaken identity. Wait a sec, who on earth is Paul? My husband. What? What in heaven's name are you talking about, my dear? Stop trying to trick me. His name is Ryan. No, his name is definitely Paul. His name is Ryan! Tilly, you still don't understand, do you? Understand what? That this is an absurd case of mistaken identity. What? I know who Ryan is, but he is most definitely not my husband. What are you talking about? I know one of your relatives introduced you and arranged for you to go on some dates on the assumption you'd get married. You dated for a few months and then got married, didn't you? I know everything, Kate, so just stop lying already. You're right, my aunt did introduce us, and we did go on a date and chat for a while over messages, but I never made any decision to go ahead with a wedding. It became clear soon enough that our values towards marriage were too different for us to be together. So I ended up turning him down, and with that, we went our separate ways. What? How can this be? If what you're saying is true, then why is Ryan married now? My aunt introduced him to someone else immediately after things didn't pan out between us, and they got married. Really? As for how you got a hold of my number, you must have gotten it somehow when you met Ryan 4 months back at that bar in town, right? Oh, well, yes. He left his phone unlocked when he went to the toilet, so I figured he wouldn't mind me taking a little look through his contacts. By the way, apparently he asked his wife to come along in secret to watch over things between you. She was sitting 2 tables away the whole time, and she saw everything. What? Based on the fact she saw you looking through his phone, they figured there was a strong chance you'd probably attempt to contact Ryan somehow. So they were prepared to face whatever you threw at them as a couple. But your whole plan ground to a halt because you were convinced it was me he got married to. You took my number instead of his wife's by mistake after he forgot to delete it. And then fully convinced you'd finally tracked down the woman who stole the man you were obsessed with, you messaged me, a complete stranger married to another man, with your veiled threats and weird demands about divorces. Oh my god, what the? That's not all. When you and Ryan met at the bar, he was drinking non-alcoholic beer the whole time. Did you notice? Non-alcoholic? What the? Which means you were obviously lying about your pregnancy, which supposedly came after one thing led to another after one too many drinks. He clearly remembers you both going your separate ways after you left the bar because he was fully sober. Ugh, you know about that too? Besides, that whole thing about your 5-year promise to get remarried one day was a huge load of bullcrap too, wasn't it? It was nothing but a tragic story you told yourself to hide from the fact he didn't want to be with you. Ryan also knows you got caught cheating with yet another woman's husband recently and are up to your ears in debt repayments after being charged yet another huge bill for compensation. He knows everything. This can't be happening. No way. No. So, yeah, that got a little long, but the bottom line here is you messaging me was completely and utterly meaningless. Give me his wife's real number now! Ryan blocked me and I can't message him directly anymore. I don't know his wife, and even if I did, I wouldn't tell you jack. None of this is my problem. Well, find out who she is and give me her number! And why exactly would I go and do something like that? Besides, even if I did, would it change anything? If you don't help me out on this one, I'll steal your husband. Is that what you want, woman? Do not test me. If you think you're capable of that, go right ahead. Oh, no, you didn't. You just made the biggest mistake of your life, dear. No man on earth is able to resist my stunning good looks and curvaceous body. You just opened Pandora's box, bitch. Actually, my Paul hates sex-obsessed control freaks, so I don't think I have anything to worry about. What did you just call me? The mere thought alone of a cheap 2-bit whore like you going anywhere near him makes him feel an overwhelming sense of physical revulsion. He sat next to me right now and said you make him want to throw up. No, you're lying. Go on, Tilly, tell me. Why did Ryan divorce you in the first place? How did it go again? Did it begin with C and end in heating? Oh yeah, that's right. You had an affair. Any merits you might have had in the looks and sexual technique departments are canceled out by your vile personality and complete lack of common sense, you insane, deluded woman. How dare you? Nobody speaks to me like that. I swear I'll make you pay for this if it's the last thing I do. You just wait. Gah! Anyway, we're done here. See ya. Apparently, a woman broke into a certain someone's house seeking revenge a few days after our little message exchange. Rumor has it she broke in by climbing a tree and breaking an upstairs window before smashing anything she could get her hands on, while frothing at the mouth in an uncontrollable rage like a frenzied chimp with late-stage rabies. However, the new resident of that certain someone's house was an unfortunate man who moved in half a month ago, and had no idea whatsoever who the strange woman flailing around in his bedroom was. When she realized she got the wrong person, again, She burst into tears, collapsed into a crumpled heap on the floor, and began rocking back and forth in the fetal position at the feet of the poor, confused man whose bedroom she just smashed up. Apparently, faint whimpers of, "I thought Ryan was gonna pay off my debts," could be heard intermittently between pathetic sobs as tears streamed down her face like Niagara Falls. I'm sure you guessed already, but that woman's name was Tilly. It turns out Ryan, who she was stalker levels of obsessed with, became the CEO of a major bank since they divorced, which probably has something to do with why she was so committed to the idea of marrying him. A few days after her unhinged rampage, Tilly received a bill for $5,000 in damages from the lawyer of the poor man whose bedroom she smashed up. Having already been disowned by her family for a never-ending slew of affairs, Tilly, now a broken, defeated mess up to her ears in debt and compensation repayments, had not a soul in the world to rely on. Last I heard, she now spends her days and nights in a state of absolute physical and mental exhaustion, working 4 jobs to keep up with the repayments. Her sanity gradually waning, and any semblance of happiness she may have once had now nothing but a distant memory.